This is it, people. Bayonetta 2, the one you showed up for.
Bay 2, Netta. 2 Bay, 2 Netta.
I fucking love this game.
Is
I love this
Bayonetta your
game.
Bay?
Yeah, I don't know, and it might be cliche to say, but I love her so much. And
Yeah.
when you would be at like press tours or E3s when this game was coming out, they got this woman who just looks just like her. She's like 7 feet tall, just a total knockout, and like just looking up at this like hot Bayonetta. Hello, I really like your game. Oh my god! And then she yelled at me because I walked.
Oh, they
her.
made that Golden Sun DS game. I heard that was bad. I never played it. I never played a Golden Sun game.
Yeah, me neither.
Seven Pains, yes. Platinum did tease Wonderful 101. They made that image of them playing the Switch, or the characters Wonderful 101 or something. Or they had like the colors of the Switch or so. It was odd. Oh, fuck yeah, Tingo Gemini. Thank you for pointing that out. Switch Game of the Year is going to be Ys 8. Fuck yeah, Ys. I cannot wait. I love Ys. And yet I didn't play that one because I wanted it portably and I didn't get the Vita one. I haven't touched my Vita in like a year.
A legend from the dawn of time. Nobody knows where the world came from. A struggle caused the
So it starts just like the
time.
first one.
It does.
into 3 realms.
But I don't get my witch time back.
Darkness,
But everyone's gold.
chaos.
But you can already see a visual improvement. It was kind of like an odd
The 3 worlds
cloud over the previous game.
Which one of these guys is Pony Boy?
and the one that ruled became known
Do you love a good
as
SE Hinton reference? Got any Rumblefish for me? Let's go real deep.
Is it an SE Hidden thing?
I think so.
Rumblefish? I don't know
Also
that.
has Matt Dillon in it.
Tango Gemini says it's the best Ys game. That's high praise for me. Better than Oath and Felghana? Oath and Felghana is maybe a top 10 game of all time for me. I love that game. Just play it again. It's been a while. I'll stream it. Whoa!
Exactly.
What the hell?
This game is batshit.
This is awesome.
Same combat system, just with giant
Just
mechs.
with a robot.
on the earth from his holy mountain.
Can dash instead of dodge.
Reality, and make it match
Oh,
our
bastard.
Matty Allen says it feels like a lot of Platinum games have that odd cloud, like everything perpetually has motion blur. Aren't you at work, Matt?
Yeah.
Should you be doing things?
I need that TPS report stat, Matt. Thanks for coming over tonight, Matt.
Seven Pain. Oh yeah, he's gonna be here later. Seven Pain says Ys 8 made it into VG Empire 2017 Best of, right? I imagine so, because Brett loved that game.
I can't imagine he showed up to a VGA Best of the Year, though. Oh, wait, no, he did.
Yeah, but he was on the dock submitting things, right?
It's true. He might have voted.
the left eye of darkness.
But, you know, it's just the older you get, the less you play.
Oh wait, the game. I was thinking of. Wait, you're talking about VG Empire, not VG
Oh, my
Apocalypse. You got me messed up. I was right. Did you do a Best of 2017? I forget.
I think so. Yeah, we did.
Why would we
were
know?
there.
I wasn't there.
Oh, VGM, yes, yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Now choose.
I told him I'll do the next Persona one.
Control of the eyes of the world. The eyes that determine destiny.
Oh, that was a dodge. That was a double dodge. I don't even have a
Nice.
health bar. What's
Tango Gemini says Oath is up there, but 8 beats it for him. That is high praise. Oath of Felghana is like one of the best games ever.
Evil thing in nature.
That game is so good. And Ys 1 and 2, I think, totally hold up. Those are great old games.
For what system, though?
The PSP one. Those are the best ones. I mean, I have not played the PC one. I'm sure they're more playable, but like having those portable. And Xseed is one of the best publishers in the world. They realized Ys 1 is the most obtuse old game in the world, so they put a fucking guide for it in the instruction manual. Like, because you can play, if you just follow a guide, you can play through the first Ys in like an hour. So they knew like, all right, this game is impossible to figure out. Here's this.
In case you're just joining us, we've jumped in from Bayonetta 1 to Bayonetta 2. This is the
Bayo 2.
opening. Bayonetta 2 is, I think, it's the best Wii U game. Now we can finally bury our Wii U's.
Jesus.
We don't need it anymore. Unless you're a hardcore Mario Maker fan. Even I think they stopped supporting like the online level sharing, and
This is the better hair, right? Bayo 2.
I don't know. I love the beehive.
Oh, Seven Pains points out Valkyria Chronicles 4 too. Yeah, man.
She has the let me speak to your manager hairstyle.
Yeah. Which, I mean, we don't like to talk about it. It's the hottest hairstyle.
It's
we don't
fine.
like to talk about it because it's on a lot of annoying people, but as in terms of just like hair removed from anything else, you're just looking at a wig. You're like, I'll do things to that wig. Aaron Shield says, can confirm you need a guide for Ys 1. When I started playing the Master System back in the day, I ended up in the mines way too early. Oh yeah, you can do that. You can just go anywhere. Because it's like, okay, you gotta kill this guy, take his harmonica, you can play it under this tree, then the tree gives you a sword. Like it's
Oh my god.
that stuff is crazy. And there's nothing that tells
It's
you.
the LucasArts ease.
That's exactly what it's like, except LucasArts tells you where things are.
Pixar haircuts are my kryptonite, is Booster Duck.
Pixie haircuts. Pixar. What the fuck
Did I say
is that?
Pixar?
Yeah. I mean, I
Pixie
guess it's
haircuts.
kind of like Miss Incredible's, what's her name? Elastigirl?
I don't want to skip this cutscene, but not several of the opening cutscenes because they are so wonderful.
Ghost Little is asking what the best Platinum game is and says, kind of hard to decide between Vanquish and Bayonetta 2, then Nier and Metal Gear Rising. That's, man, they made a lot of good games.
Yeah.
That's cool. Vanquish rules. I would love to see that come out on the Switch. That game's like 90 minutes long and is awesome.
That's the only slight against it. It's hella short.
That's good. I want more games. I want to pay $60 for a shorter game
a 4-hour
experience.
game.
Give me that. I'm a grown man. I need that.
Don't forget DMC.
I have not finished Nier because they're like, you gotta beat it 5 times and then it really opens up. And I'm like, ah. Tengu Gemini says the only East I haven't played yet is East 5, and they are all working yet. Do you mean the original East 5 or do you mean the Vita one? The Vita remake?
Bewitchment. That's right. They had fake ass achievements.
Or was that 4? I forgot. I used to know all this.
Which
Manny
one have I
Allen says,
done?
don't forget DMC. Angry Fruit Salad says, oh wait, Godhand was made by Clover. I thought Clover and Platinum were the same somehow. And then Saru says they were the same people. Is that? I forget how that works. Godhand rules, man. Bring that back. Remember when they put that on the PS3?
Never played it.
They put you can buy it on a PS3.
Look at this. No, not enough games set at Christmas time.
That's true.
But
Very
yes,
American looking. Is this America? This is New Donk City.
There you
Sega
go.
logo.
There's a Sega logo. You'll see little
That's a
Mario
Sega-
up on a billboard.
Sega branded cab.
Love
oh, look
this
at
shit.
that! Wow.
Love this shit. This is one of my favorite openings in all video games. And that tree did
There's
not
like
get
10 polygons on that tree.
Yeah.
Platinum. Oh, I'd take the Platinum bus.
Parasite Eve 1 was based on Christmas.
Oh, that's right. I never finished a Parasite Eve game. I think I bought the 3rd birthday once and never played it.
Secret ending of this game has Sonic kissing Bayonetta. And you don't get my hopes up like that.
This game
It's
doesn't look like
everyone's
Sonic
favorite
06.
character, Shmo Pesci.
God, I forget that the Wii U is basically a PS3. This does not look like a game from as long ago as this game is from.
It's an improvement.
Oh, it's so cool.
You know what I need? Some heels without guns. You don't mind.
This is Wonder Woman, right? We're in Wonder Woman now.
I'm trying to figure out who he sounds like. It's not totally Joe Pesci.
Are you thinking of one of the Pigeon Brothers? What are they? The good feathers?
Yeah, actually.
He does sound more like that
Yeah.
than Joe Pesci.
He sounds like the Joe Pesci Goodfeather.
The worst Animaniacs short, which also is in every episode.
I don't know.
Those guys, they lean on those guys so much.
Chicken Boo has like a Andy Kaufman quality. Like I can't
Chicken
believe
Boo
they're doing
rules.
this again.
You're wrong about Chicken Boo. Chicken Boo is the funniest. Chicken Boo is the second best, right after Ant Slappy. Ant Slappy is the best Animaniacs segment.
Eat and Run might be the worst. As
I disagree with that. They get real old real fast, but their first one is so good. But all the Good Feathers episodes are so boring.
19 Metaphor saying this character is Paul Giamatti crossed with Danny DeVito and
The
a
Hip
Brooklyn
Hippos.
landlord.
Hip Hippos give Good Feathers a real run for their money, but Hip Hippos, I like the voice more than I like parodying Goodfellas 25 years later.
Forget about it. He said it. Look at him. Everybody drink.
Did they say the F word in this game?
I think so.
He
It's
just
an
did.
M-rated game.
It was in the thing. Possibird's flipping out about Hip Hippos right now.
I mean, that's what's crazy. They're in the intro as if they're going to be around forever, and they clearly got cold feet with like making those characters hella regular.
There's just not that many jokes you can do about. Like the joke is that they moved from the savannah to be rich, to be rich city people, which is a fine way to start, but it just doesn't really. But the kind of like the melodramaticness of it is fun in a kids' cartoon. That it becomes a soap opera. That's funny. He's gonna hit his dick. She would have killed him if he hadn't backed up, or at least killed his dick. Ghost Little says, Matt, were Bumpo and Uncle Stinky part of Animaniacs? What the fuck
know
is
who
that?
that is.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Some hysteria horseshit. I'm just not familiar with.
I watched a lot of Hysteria as a kid.
I missed it all.
I watched it after it aired. I watched it in like Saturday mornings, or like when it would play it in the morning before school, like when you'd watch Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon. How do you feel about Katie Kaboom? Katie Kaboom was awesome.
Is Bayo 2 the best M-rated Nintendo game? Without thinking about it a lot, I'll say yeah. Forget about it.
Sarusa's hysteria was dope. I remember it being funny, but I don't remember much about it.
Known as Grappa, you know that? Some witch with amnesia goes around calling herself a weapon, and it turns out
Yes, Pasta Bird's right. Katie Kaboom was underused, but they mined her pretty much most they could, because it was how many jokes you make about a teenage girl. But that is a great, very down-to-earth bit, though, that she's a teenage girl who explodes.
Mime time is a particularly lame replacement for good idea, bad idea.
It's true.
Or was it the other way around? I think they,
No, good idea,
they
bad idea.
coexisted.
I mean, yeah, I think so. But I
Gotta
know
get-
good idea, bad idea is in the first episode for sure.
Gotta get Tom Bodette to do that voiceover. I saw Tom Bodette live.
Ah, yeah, I do remember that Ghost Little.
Ow.
I think that was Animaniacs.
This guy looks like my dad, says Dead Scry.
He looks like Wario. He looks like
There
a
we
realistic
go.
Wario. It looks like Waluigi and Wario put together.
I wish because we never streamed this game. That's why I wanted to play it again. But it was right when Laser Time was setting up its video, and I just immediately went and got the Star Fox costume for this intro, and I uploaded it. Nintendo flagged it. It's out there somewhere, but cool 60 frames a second. This sequence is very rad.
We'll talk later. I'll see you back home. Don't forget to pick up the things for the party.
This should be a Bayonetta movie.
There should just be a movie like this.
Yeah. I'm hearing that Red Sparrow movie's pretty good. The Jennifer Lawrence Black Widow ripoff movie.
They traded haircuts, says Pasta Bird. Hey, man, I did stream it when it came out, Sarush. 2014?
I don't remember.
what's the matter with you? I told you what I'm after.
What's the matter, you? Oh, it's a platinum toy store?
A break in your face. He's got a nice little platinum tie clip. Platinum tie clip. There's a Bayonetta DTV anime thing, I think. Says
Is
Garbage.
there?
I think I might have heard something about that.
Tango Gemini Freakazoid is the best of that bunch. It's fantastic. And all of it's good, unlike Animaniacs or Tiny Toons.
Is this Dead Rising? Says Lacquerware.
It does look like it.
See the similarities.
You're in a mall, or at least a store. Ooh, Seven Pain says they picked up the first Pat Labor movies from Amazon recently. I've not watched the movies yet. I watched the OAV recently, and I have the movies, and I'm
Here
going
we
to watch
go.
them.
Just hurry up and put it in the box, will ya?
What the fuck?
No,
We're allowed to do this now? we're pretty...
This it has me right here. I love this sequence.
So we've healed from 9/11, right?
Yes.
We've
It's
totally healed
2014.
as a... Jesus Christ!
She kicks a jet into the air,
And then leaps a mile into space.
and then we have a nice little fight sequence on it. And she doesn't yet have her costume. Don't worry.
But it's her hair, right? Can't she just put it on whenever? Or is it not when it's short?
She's in her plain clothes. Plunt.
Seven Pains, I've heard that. I've heard the movies are good. I've heard Pat Labor 2 is his best movie. It's better than Ghost in the Shell. But I'm going to judge that on my own soon.
Wow, this Captain Marvel game looks great. Says Booster Duck. Here we go.
I heard of-
Watch this.
This is awesome.
This
Whoa.
is as if it was done 20 years ago. You get nothing.
She has no
you get
nipples.
nothing.
I heard a fun theory recently that we might see Agent Ross in a Captain Marvel movie
This
because
is
he used to be a
ridiculous.
pilot. Like a young Captain or young Agent Ross.
You get to watch your butt bounce. It's ridiculous. I cannot believe this game is only 4 years old.
I want the soundtrack.
What's the song here is Moon River.
Yeah, Pasta Bird says, I didn't think she'd do Moon River, but wham, second encore. That would be my favorite episode of that show. That gets close to Homer the Heretic, which I generally say is, or 22 short films about Springfield. That one is way up there. But it's too obvious now. It's too memed. I'm tired of it.
He kicked a horse off a jet. This game is beautifully absurd and missing in today's game, says 19-Minute Fire.
Seven Paint says, what is it with girls and horses that's mildly sex-tinged?
No, I don't want to use the touch control.
Any woman who grew up riding horses will tell you a similar story that you learn a lot about yourself while riding a horse when you're a woman. That men don't get to have that experience. Just go, my taint hurts. If there was something fun there to touch, that'd be way better. But my taint has been destroyed, and now I can no longer get erect. Don't isolate that. Anybody? Robert Peach. Don't take that out of context. Ghost Little says, ask a girl. Yeah. Man, if only we had one of those around here. I love that guy's design. That's awesome. That looks like the best Yu-Gi-Oh monster.
I hate having to do this tutorial over again, but we just did this in Bayonetta 1.
19-minute fire. Would it surprise you to know that's the second time Mr. Hands has come up on one of these streams in like the last 2 weeks?
Hands?
Mr. Hands, the guy that died from getting fucked by a horse, and there's a documentary about him.
I didn't know his name.
Yeah, that's what they call him. I don't know. That's not his. I don't think he's like Bill Hands. I think that's just a thing. Hello, I'm Bill Hands. I'm running for city council. Matty Sion says to stop reading off my Twitter profile description. What does that mean? Oh, because all that stuff I just said. I get it. I get it. Shut up. Oh my God, that guy just exploded in like a shower of blood. Looked like the end of Blaze.
This is all taking place on like a moving jet through a metropolis.
This is awesome. Game. I'm gonna buy this. Was it $60?
Yeah.
God damn.
It's 2 games though. 2 games. Just don't buy it digitally.
50-year-old games.
50.
2 games that if I bought this on the Wii U right now, would probably be like $4.
I bought it on clearance for $9. It had both.
The first one I've got to be able to get on PS3 for less than $5 at GameStop.
Probably. But you're not going to get that. The frame rate might take a hit. The resolution's better in this game.
And my PS3's in New Jersey.
Oh, fucking wonderful. Rodon? But I don't believe in sin.
Is he in the first game?
Yeah, that's the guy who was working at the bar.
Oh.
You buy shit from.
Oh, cool. He's like a real character in this game? Like he does stuff with you?
I think you buy shit from him again.
Out of his sack? Bossword says the PS3 version was the worst? Was it?
Yeah, it had a ton of frame rate issues. The load times were horrendous.
Wow, I didn't know that.
It was that rough 1 to 2 year period where people were having a really hard time optimizing PS1 games.
I didn't know you could do that. That's awesome, Booster Duck.
The Wii U version of these games were rare and expensive for a while after Bayonetta was announced for Smash because, well, Smash fans, says Orange Shield. Look at this shit.
Jesus
I love it.
Christ.
Love it.
The
It's
Spider-Mobile. This is amazing. The first one's like cool, and I can see where you'd get to this, but this is definitely like I bet most people will just play this one. I'm sure there's not much you can get out of the first one that you can't get out of this. Especially with their better hair.
It's the better game.
Ghostlo says, is this anime?
Yeah, technically.
Yes. That's a family. Yeah, Pasta Bird points out, yeah, 360 was the lead generation for most during that generation.
Yeah.
Or
they got it
lead
together.
platform during that generation.
Seriously, dude, these games are amazing.
I love that gun behind the head thing. Whenever that happens in like an anime or a game. Ambassador Blanca says that was actually pretty funny. that was a solid. The one thing Japan cannot do, as a person who did not grow up in Japan, does not have Japanese experience, the one thing I always feel like they just cannot do is humor. Like none of their humor translates to us. As an American, I mean, like none of their humor just translates to us.
It's just.
But their action is so much better than ours.
I mean, there's a ton of good Japanese like action cartoons, but I feel like this is one of the few games to like kind of get that really, to nail that really well.
Some anime and stuff has really good comedy in it, like your Cowboy Bebops and your Azumanga Daios. Jesus Christ.
These guys are, by the way, these guys are like barely fighting back.
Night Fire says, yo, this game's alright.
This is the most normal game mode I've ever played.
Seven Pain says, why is this game's first 20 minutes better than the last hours of many other games? It's true. And then it was trapped on the Wii U forever, and people finally get to play it. What's on the Wii U screen right now while you're playing?
I don't remember.
Map? Oh, that's awesome. Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
How big is that guy?
Doesn't matter because my friend is here.
But if they made this into an anime, it would be bad. Like, that's the thing is...
Well, I think traditional animation would make this really hard. It's something you kind of got to do in 3D.
Like when they made a Persona anime and you were like, oh, this loses a lot of the charm because it's a different medium. Oh, yeah, hell yeah. Tango Gemini points out Pop Team Epic is a current comedy anime that's running and is fucking hilarious. And Mr. Osamatsu, I'm not familiar with that. I don't know Mr. Osamatsu. Ambassador Blanca also points out, as people did before, that there is a movie of this, but I am not aware of that at all. I'll check that out. Sarush says, Grasshopper's humor is pretty good, but I'm guessing it's due to Suda51's jackass influences.
Whipping his ass!
Jesus Christ.
See, you got to be sold now. And I got something for my troubles.
Seven paints this game as a 2-player mode?
Does? I don't remember having 2-player mode. I don't know. Not that I'd ever use it.
But he also asked, is that new?
You'd have to have friends.
Just says 1 player on the back. 1 TV, 1 Switch.
Oh, hello.
In the chat, has anybody heard about differences between playing this docked and undocked?
Yeah,
Because
I think there is a minor difference docked and undocked.
I play everything undocked, so I don't notice because I never play anything on my TV.
Nailed it.
Oh, it's online co-op and multi-cart local play, says Sarush. Really? Didn't say that back here at all.
Haha. All right, can I land this thing?
They're supposed to do? Nope. Let's land this thing and go home. God, the second this goes on sale, I'll buy it.
I got a bronze.
Ghostal says, if you follow Tim Rogers on Twitter, he talks a lot about working for Suda51 during No More Heroes and Shadows of the Damned, and he asserts nothing Suda does this on purpose. It's just kind of, would this be weird? Sure, throw it in there. That's awesome. I love Suda51. I want to play Killer 7 and see if it holds up.
What's that?
Sarush, the Switch has been much better about games going on sale than other Nintendo consoles. I've seen Mario Odyssey on sale, so who knows? And I've seen Zelda on sale.
And I can enter climax mode and just kick his ass with my air abilities.
That's the only time you've ever put a woman into climax mode.
Yeah, it's the first time.
Look at this giant bridge just getting sinking.
I need to change its combos a little bit.
I want to see your team up with James Bond. Because you said smashing. Suru says if you download Bayonetta 2, he thinks it's just $50, but apparently it doesn't come with Bayonetta 1.
That don't even fucking bother. Just go get Bayonetta 1 for free. This game's worth $60 IMO. I really like it. I'm happy to support it. I'm happy to buy it again. I can't say that about a lot of re-releases, but this is one of the few things I've really thought was. I didn't think it was going to stay stuck on the Wii U. I think 3D World and Wonderful 101. Yeah, those will stay.
19-minute first. This fun fact: this is still the first level.
This is.
It's gotta be cold right now, right?
Look at this shit. I conjured a massive frog.
Oh, Saru says if you download Bayonetta 2, Bayonetta 1 goes down to $10 to equal $60.
Oh, okay.
That's good to know. I still think it's a lot for a Wii U release. I don't think it's too much, but I think it's too much for me to do right now.
Here we go.
Oh.
Everybody else having a great time? Good.
Iron Shield says it was the same way with the Wii U digital version.
Really?
On your 8
Somebody
gig
bought
Wii
something.
U?
Yeah, somebody never buy digital on that system. Holy Lord, did that system suck.
Some of them had bigger hard drives.
No,
Not
they never had
very
bigger than 32 ever.
There was no 64 even?
No, but you can.
But they're Nintendo. They love that number.
All right, let's see if I can conjure this frog again. Not quite.
Jesus Christ. Oh. This one isn't on PC, but the first one is, right?
Yeah, the first one's on PC. I think Nintendo kind of put up most of the money for this, so they get to lay claim to it.
Like Sony with Bloodborne. Bloodborne will never be on anything else.
It is coming somewhere else for the first time ever this week.
Bloodborne?
Comic books.
Oh. Oh, yeah. I saw that on Twitter. And Gravity Falls. You see that?
No.
Gravity Falls comic coming out.
It's nice that it gets to live on. Still haven't checked out. I don't know where that series is supposed to grab me. Watch the first couple episodes. Funny, cute.
If the first episode doesn't grab you, it could take a while, but it still has a chance.
No, it's like fun and great, but like when I hear greatest cartoon of all time, like
That stuff
when does
builds.
this start?
It definitely builds. The first season gets kind of mired in a lot of stuff where like it's another episode about him and the redheaded girl, but second season really is mostly focused on the Twin Peaksian lore, the kids' Twin Peaks.
Oh, since I downloaded most of my Wii U games, I kind of lost access to them when the hard drive
It
died.
sucks. I'm sorry.
I can't play those games unless I shill out more money for a new hard drive and re-download them. I will not. Wii U upset me.
I never owned a Wii U. I'm thinking.
Sorry, Sarush.
I've been thinking lately of like maybe I'll buy one for like $100, but now
only
that
if you want to like collect it. You won't
everything
use
good's
it.
coming out here. I mean, I would play the games on it that I never got to play, like Mario.
Dude, that system is fucking terrible.
I want to play
It is
Mario 3D
terrible.
World.
We got an official new game from a publisher, and it just didn't work.
I remember that.
And we got another one, like, it just doesn't work. I'm like, are we the only ones playing this fucking... We're the only ones playing this Warner Brothers published game? Because the brand new disc...
It was a Lego game, right?
No,
What was it? I forget.
Scribblenauts, maybe?
Oh,
DC
yeah, that's what it
Scribblenauts?
was, yeah.
And it just didn't fucking work.
Mom Secret Recipe points out the Louis C.K. cameo in Gravity Falls. That cameo has been re-recorded
shit,
by the
really?
show's creator. Yes, Alex Hirsch has redone that, and it sounds weird, and he is not into it. Or at least his performance just isn't as good as Louis, because Louis is very funny in that part. But Alex Hirsch, so if you watch it on like Disney XD or whatever, it's now Alex Hirsch playing that character. Hey, get into my mouth, that guy. Hey, you, hey, don't ignore me. Get in my mouth.
There it is.
That building. Jesus Christ. This looks like the
Game
dragon
fucking
in
rules.
Mario Odyssey. Pasta Brits is the one game I consider getting a Wii U for. You guys are playing right now.
Yep.
Mario.
There's literally
That's what I
no-
wanted.
No reason to get it now.
Ghost Little says, get with it, folks. Wonderful 101 ain't good.
I've heard somebody defend it. It breaks my heart that a unique game that utilized the system well, which most games will never do, is lost there forever.
I think it's weird that they went with that way with the Switch, where you just cannot do that. You
Yeah.
just can't do Wii U.
I feel like the next model of Switch, you will be able to. They're gonna have
Yeah.
if the Switch gets its PS4 Pro, and it will.
Switch Pro.
Yep. I mean, that's essentially what the fucking Wii U
A
was.
Switch that doesn't feel like a toy you're going to break every time you pick it up. I feel like I may have fucked up my Joy-Cons beyond repair playing Celeste. I think I may have messed up my left Joy-Con.
Because I'm Pro Controller.
I'm like missing parts now where I'm like, that felt weird. That felt like the button didn't work right.
I'm doing well, right? Look at this. Oh!
Tango Gemini says, God Hand for Switch. I am super on board with that. I love God Hand. Never finished it, though.
Oh, I missed it.
You got like 700.
Yeah, you want to get that 1600 though.
Jesus.
Remember, we are fighting on the side of a building.
People live in this
currently.
town. Ghost Little says it's a B-tier Kamiya game. It wasn't. If it was his only game, it'd be acceptable. But in a world where DMC and Bayonetta exist, Wonderful 101 isn't worth your time. That's a good way to put it.
Matt Allen says, "Oh my god, I just saw the name of this week's bonus time. The title.
What is it?
Six Flags is a dump.
Oh, did it go up? Is the
Yeah.
episode up? Everyone listen to bonus time. What are you doing here?
I think it gets a little too political up top. I'll take responsibility for that. But like the rest of it's talking about Six Flags,
Yeah,
the
you-
adventure.
Talking about how much you love guns.
You got this. This is not what I say. Some of these people aren't paying customers. They're gonna think that forever.
Who destroyed your love?
John Hummel says I'd be happy with Persona 5 Crimson for the Switch. Yeah, then I'd actually finish Persona if I had it portably.
Hey, what game is this?
Dead Scribe says, after getting thrashed by high-rank monsters in Monster Hunter World, watching her obliterate this dragon is amazingly satisfying.
I over-fortified myself. I was reading about people having trouble with the final monsters. I'm like, first time I finished it. I'm usually not that guy, but I knew it was coming, so I gathered my armor spheres.
The last time I played, I had my first thing where I fainted, and then I went back to fight him, and I did like and he died. And I was like, oh, I didn't. You just wasted like 10 minutes of my time.
Whew. Yeah, silver, baby.
You got an Oscar.
That's laser time in a nutshell. A good silver. Second place. First losers.
Tango Gemini says, fuck, I need to play Monster Hunter World, but I have so many Switch games to play, and I still need to play Dangled Grandpa version 3.
I can't remember the last time I played a Switch game.
Grandpa.
This thing has been
You're playing one right now.
It's been sitting in the studio, but it hasn't been touched in months.
I've been playing Celeste and Night in the Woods lately. I haven't played anything in like a week.
Thimbleventer.
When I was sick, I didn't play games. I just watched movies. And that 70 show. Discover says, I bought P3 Fez and P4 on PS2, but never finished either until buying the PSP and Vita versions. Yeah, I've never finished P3, but the furthest I've gotten is on the PSP version on the Vita, which I've started that version alone like 5 times. So the PS2 version I've started even more.
Traveling Scrooge McDuck style.
Just riding on a plane. Riding on cars.
Renting the plane ain't free, you know. That reminds me.
It's holding a flask. Hey, Alex the Kid, get it? Sega fans.
Oh, did he say that? Mm-hmm. That's cool. No, she's riding like Sonic.
Yeah.
She's Sonic
sorry,
on,
that's what it was.
On Tails' plane.
To me, that's one of the best openings.
Sonic 2?
No, this in modern gaming.
Yeah, that's a good title card drop. Sarouche, yes, the last season of that 70 show is crazy. When Seth Meyers' brother replaces Eric, and apparently at one point was supposed to be playing Eric and was going to just replace Topher Grace, which is like nuts if they had done that. I'm glad they didn't, but that last season is still rough. They lose Kelso and Eric, like the 2 biggest characters.
I was just seeing something about that. It's kind of nuts they bothered to keep going. It must have been worth a lot at that point then.
It was a huge show at the time. And Fox didn't really have that many big sitcoms at the time, I feel like. They just kept making shows like The Pits that just came out and had 6 episodes and got canceled.
Sorry, Enzo. This is where I get off. Say hi to the wife and kids.
I feel like that's a thing, too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank God. I was like, why? Why is
So
she
you
gonna
get that
crush
shot.
that squirrel? Yeah.
Built a vagina into an outfit. Jesus Christ, game. Beautiful. So yeah, we'll give this a couple more minutes.
John, I'm on my
Ninja
way.
Been Fire says, there isn't a sitcom that encompasses the 90s 2 decades later, and I don't think Fresh Off the Boat or This Is Us is doing the job of that. Is Fresh Off the Boat set in the 90s?
Is it?
I didn't know that. I've heard that show's good. I've never seen it. Yes, Chiptune Chronicles. I do remember that 80s show, and that show sucks.
Oh, yeah,
even
this is
though
how you
it had
travel
Dennis
faster.
on it. What? She turns into a panther?
Uh-huh.
Did you know that Dennis from Always Sunny was on that 80s show?
I heard about that.
That was like his first TV job.
Never saw it.
I watched it. It was really bad. Even as a 10-year-old, I was like, this sucks.
And you would think that would be the nostalgic decade for the people actually watching.
I think it was a little too early. It was kind of ahead of its time with the 80s nostalgia, but they wanted another That 70s Show.
I'm not talking to anybody.
And as you've been says, a white woman became the Black Panther? And Booster Duck says, this doesn't look like Wakanda. Pasta Bird, yes, there was an episode of That 70s Show that was set in the 80s, and it was called that 80s Show. I just got to that one in my rewatch. That's the one with Wayne Knight. They want you to use your amiibos, Chris. They're talking about it. Open your freaking amiibos.
Never gonna happen.
It's time.
We done did it.
Chris
Oh, I gotta
has
go all
all
the
the
way back
amiibos.
there.
I'm looking at
I
them.
don't
He
have
won't
all
open
of
them.
them.
All the ones that would matter in this game.
Yeah, we do have all those. It's never gonna happen.
So you never even did it with the Wii U version?
No, no.
One of your favorite games?
I didn't have those. I didn't have I had a Diddy Kong amiibo, and that was it for the longest time. Then some beautiful weirdo sent me, I think, 45 or 50 of them. It was one of the most generous gifts I've ever received. He's got to be beating himself up for that.
What are you doing right now?
Not sure.
This feels very PS2-y to me.
No, yeah, I think that's a fair
And
criticism.
gameplay. No, it's not a criticism. That's my favorite. That's when I was playing the most video games. The PS2, GameCube era, Xbox is my heartwarmy, like, oh, yes, that's my video games to me. That's why Wind Waker's my favorite video game. Because it just means the most to me in terms of, like, wow, I spent a whole summer playing that video game. I had the guide, and the guide had the map on it with all the Triforce shards, and I had it hanging up behind my TV. I would open all my windows during the summer, and I'd sit back in my lawn chair I had in my room with my Wavebird. Yes, Chiptune Chronicles Freaks and Geeks also was an 80s nostalgic show, and that also got canceled very quickly. And was amazing.
And it's like barely 80s too. It's like 79 or 80, 81.
I think it's 1980.
So this is great. I love these challenge rooms.
Because they talk about Star Wars, they don't talk about Empire. I'm pretty sure it is. I think they say 1980 in it.
So
It's been a while since I watched it.
defeat all the enemies in the time given.
It took me 3 tries to watch that show because I tried watching it in high school, which no, that's like watching. It was just too close to home. Then I tried watching it right after high school, and I felt like I was getting flashbacks, seeing people get beat up. And then I finally watched it when I was like 26, and I was like, okay,
Oh, no.
I'm past this. I can watch this now. Tango Gemini said PS2 era also gave us MGS3 and all of Clover's games, so it is hard to argue against. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 3.
Oh,
That was a big one for me too,
Oh,
even
no.
though I never completed it.
Oh, dude, did it with 2 seconds to spare.
Oh, Destructo84 says that 80 show gave us Supergirl's sister. She is the Mohawk chick. And I remember her in the record store.
Ooh, bronze, not good, not good.
It's not the worst.
But
Well,
I
guess
could
it's the worst of
continue
the
to
metals.
try and do this over and over again if I wanted to, until I perfect it.
Yeah, I know how video games work.
Yeah, but I love these kinds of challenge rooms. Most games don't like get really good at this combat we're giving you.
Ghost Little, I've always maintained that the N64 ages the poorest of any video game console, for sure. I think most of the games on that console have, like, very quickly didn't age well. Like, even Mario 64 is like a perfect video game, but, you know, still, it's really hard. It was, like, immediately hard for people to go back to, I feel like, that didn't play it when it was new. It's very hard to give a young person Mario 64. You know what's
just
easier to give
happened?
them? Banjo-Kazooie.
No.
Banjo-Kazooie is much more accessible than Mario 64. And better looking. But Mario 64 is like such a perfect game experience. It's just so solid and... So she can't be a panther in the water?
No, panthers can't live underwater. Bayonettas can, though.
Tango Gemini says, that said, Mischief Makers. That game, I have not played that in game in 20 years, so I could not tell you how it holds up.
Oh, I don't like water levels.
And the N64 Goemon games. Yes, Tango Gemini. He has a mech in one of those, right?
Okay. That's ridiculous.
Destructor 84 says, in Planet Earth 2, they literally have a panther go into water and kill a giant alligator. That sounds awesome.
And what?
That sounds like Monster Hunter. Planet Earth 2?
Really?
You know Planet Earth?
I haven't seen Planet Earth 2.
Ghost Little, that's a good point. He says Mario 64 is the best game on N64. Second best, Sin and Punishment, y'all. I never played the 64 one, but I played the hell out of the Wii one. You ever played that? Oh my god, we should stream it. I bet very few people have streamed that game. I'm just talking about games in that era that hold up. Pastor Bird says Onimusha holds up. I've not played that since it came out, but I loved it when it came out. 19 Minute Fire says to you, great job on Retronauts. Great job on Retronauts, says 19 Minute Fire.
No, was the Retronauts episode up?
Yeah, the TV games one with Alf. The last like 3 times he's asked me to be on Retronauts, I've been out of town.
You can always expect me to be on as long as we're talking about garbage. I got nothing to say about good games.
Orange Shield says, why you got to bring up Sin and Punishment, making me miss Treasure. You talked about that other Treasure game a second ago.
Which one? Mischief Makers?
Mischief Makers. I couldn't think of it after I just said it.
Yes. Yeah. Damn it. Stupid Nintendo and its opposite confirm button.
Chiptune Chronicles says, the only 64 game I've beaten is Castlevania 64.
What? Oh man, I want to see that again. That whip looks ridiculous. It looks like a Leckman's powers because of stupid fucking polygon counts.
Superhuman 8809 says, "What do you think about Night in the Woods?" It is fantastic. It's beautiful, and it hits way too close to home for me.
You see the criteria here? I only do damage when I'm in witch time. So
where does it tell you that? Oh, up there.
Mm-hmm.
In
so
that,
like,
what is that?
right
Papyrus
here, no
fonts?
damage. No damage. Oh, fuck off. This is not going great.
Tango Gemini says he's been playing Bangai-O Spirits on DS. I've always wanted to play that. I've looked it up on eBay like every year since it came out. I think about buying it. And the Dreamcast one I've always wanted to pick up. Jesus, you were fighting it like while that sword was inside of you.
Mm-hmm. I'm just that good. He says as he fails at witch time. I got 1 minute left. Can I kill this guy?
What? Wild Garbage says, fun fact, panthers are not real animals. All big cats are panthers. What? All lions and tigers are panthers?
Come on, come on, come
Chiptune
at me.
Chronicles, absolutely correct. The Dreamcast is another system that still holds up. Dreamcast, am I wearing my Dreamcast shirt? No. Dreamcast is the best console of all time, and I will fight anyone. I'll fight anyone to the death. To their death, because I'll win. That's how much I believe in it.
My memories of the Dreamcast are way more HD than like any other system for some reason.
You can play it in HD. You can, well, not HD, but you can play it in VGA,
Why is
which
that?
is close because it looked amazing. It was so ahead of its time. It was the first console of that generation, which is what killed it because it came out right before the PS2, and it got fucked because it didn't have a
the
DVD
PS2, all my
player.
memories are like fucking foggy and low res, and I don't.
Because you played the PS2 a lot longer, so you played the PS2 into like, wow, this thing is old and needs a new console. But the Dreamcast, we played for 18 months. How ridiculous is that?
Cannot nail that.
You know what else only existed for that long? The GBA. The GBA had a very short lifespan.
What?
It was very short. Look it up.
No way.
Yeah.
I mean, when it was the solo handheld, I think that might have had the longest life cycle.
No, as long as the Game Boy? The Game
No,
Boy's
maybe
around
not
forever.
The DS.
The DS was around forever. 3DS has been around forever. Everything's been around longer than the GBA. Someone look it up. I'm not going to do
I
it.
don't know where I am.
I can't because my computer's on this thing.
So I just remember being in the games industry, and it's like, this game is out on Wii and DS and GBA.
Yeah, I remember that time.
Still getting games. Horrible licensed games.
Up until recently, I think I owned 5 Dreamcasts, and I sold them all when I moved. I think I might have kept one
It
or
was
two of
odd
them.
how they piled up. I have no idea why that was.
For me, it was just because people were the same reason I have all my ducks. People were like, "You love Donald Duck, right? I have all this Donald Duck shit. Do you want to take it?" I'm always like, "Yes, of course." But same thing with people are like, "Hey, I'm cleaning out my garage and I have a Dreamcast. It doesn't work. Do you want it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, throw it in the pile." I sold my boxed Japanese Dreamcast when I moved here. You ever look at the Japanese Dreamcast box with that marketing guy walking around? It's the best box. Ghost Little says yes, but the DS didn't happen until the DS Lite. I was on the DS train day one. I had a DS right away. I think it was that Christmas, so not quite right away, but it was what, 3 months later, 2 months later.
Drill Dozer. Love Drill Dozer.
I'll give you that. Anyway, tell me how my babies are doing.
They're behaving.
Skip. Just a little bit more time with this.
Wild Garbage points out that the Drill Dozer, one of the great, what you just said out loud, was one of the great late GBA games. Came out 2 years after the DS came out.
I believe that was the first GBA game I played on an R4 card.
That game gets hard.
I'm
What?
part of the problem.
That defeats the point of playing Drill Dozer.
I'm part of the problem.
You need the vibration thing on it.
Bayonetta is the best Wii U game.
Aw, Disco Hero says they dug out their copy of Drill Dozer a few months ago in the motor and it doesn't work anymore.
Aw.
Game Freak's PC game, 7 Pains? I don't know any of those. I've played, what's that Genesis game they made? With the electric guy. What the fuck is that game called? That game's great.
Oops.
And it was designed by the guy that did the, I can't remember his name either, that did all the Pokemon art, so it looks like Pokemon.
Tembo the Badass Elephant.
Oh my god, yeah, I remember that game.
It looked like Nickelodeon promo from the 90s
Pulseman.
game.
Yeah, you guys are all right. Pulseman is the game I was trying to think of. That game is a lot of fun. Maybe think of Game Boy Color that didn't last long. Chiptune Chronicles says, I have a massive Dreamcast library, so I got backup Dreamcast since they were being sold cheaply. Yeah.
Yeah, Jet Set Radio. The squirrel, ladies and gentlemen.
Jet Set Radio, also a Dreamcast. Hey, he's wearing Yami Yugi's thing. Is he going to duel someone? Ken Sugimori, yes, thank you. Love that guy. Man, that guy's art. That original Pokemon art is some of the best shit in the world. People are talking about Pulseman. Pulseman rules. It's on the Wii Virtual Console. Oh, which I guess you can't get anymore, right? Can't you not buy anything on the Wii anymore?
Not the Wii Virtual Console. No, that died with GameSpy.
At least it won't be a boring trip.
GameSpy.
It was how many digital games were hosted.
Yeah.
Even stuff on Steam.
Look, that's the Yu-Gi-Oh thing that he's wearing. I had one of those.
You can see me.
You're putting on quite a show.
I gotta plug this thing in.
No. We're almost done.
Yeah.
We're almost done. I just want to get to
ready
some
for
big ass
VGA.
boss.
I gotta go eat. Oh,
Yeah.
Iron Shield says, nah, original Wii store goes down next year. I thought it already happened. Thank you.
Is that all you've got?
Damn it.
Yes,
Damn it.
Tango Gemini. Pikachu's Volt Tackle is based on Pulseman. A Millennium Puzzle, that's what it's called. Thank you, Ambassador Blanca. That's how Yami possessed him, because he solved the Millennium Puzzle,
no.
because Yugi was so good at puzzles and games. The end of January next year is when the Wii store goes down, according to Iron Shield. Ghost Little says, still time to download
got
Castlevania
him.
The Adventure Rebirth.
Really? I've always wanted to play those Rebirth games.
Well, they're coming. Didn't we just talk about
Did
a
we?
VGA? They're coming
Can't
somewhere.
remember.
I think they're coming to the Switch.
Maybe we should stream it sometime. One of my favorite games no one ever talks about is Konami's Jackal.
What the fuck is that?
It's
Oh, it's the game with Bruce Willis and Jack Black. He shoots Jack Black's arm off.
What's a more popular version of it? Maybe like Akari Warriors
Anything.
or Guerrilla War.
Okay, I know.
But
you.
like it was
know
one of the
Akari
first games
Warriors.
with like crazy co-op, and like you and your friend could just get in a Jeep and like friend could shoot from the Jeep while you were avoiding fire. I can't think of another
Halo?
NES game. Yeah, like in 1988.
Says Chip Chronicle says the Jeep game, and Tango
Ew.
Gemini says it's like Commando.
Yes.
And Matt Allen just sent us a code for Subnautica. I don't know if we should say that out loud. That Dehumidifier says, Matt, it's a jackal. A jackal. Jackal? A jackal. It's a jackal. Should have gone for the West Wing reference. That'll get you more points. I don't know.
Nailed it.
I still like the West Wing.
I don't think I'll ever watch that show again.
You won't. Nobody will. I had to watch it to be in that Sorkin show.
So what? You want me to beat it up? Oh.
Probably. Whoa! We're getting our monitors going weird again. Is yours being fuzzy right now?
Yeah. Jackal has an excellent soundtrack, says Chiptunes Chronicles. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Here we go. I think this is going to be our last hoorah.
What does that mean? Somebody just commented on my John K video. John K, the Rex Reed of animation. Was Rex Reed a horrible man who treated people poorly and was
He was a film
misogynist?
critic, wasn't he?
Yeah, right? He's the one who's always on the Critic. Oh, because Rex Reed hates everything, I guess is what he's saying. Oh, that's funny. You remember Rex Reed would guest starred on the Critic like all the time. He was in that Oscars intro that Jay was in.
Did Del Toro make this? His eyes are not where they should be.
Oh, Charlie2089 says Game Grumps did a Let's Play of Jackal.
Good. I'm glad somebody is celebrating that game. We
Yeah.
loved it.
love
And they
Game
did
Grumps.
it was part of the Rebirth series.
Game Grumps is going to come up
Weirdly.
on tonight's VGA because Michael and I were talking about him. Michael likes him too. Yes, Iron Shield. I feel so bad I haven't listened to the show. Josh Molina has a West Wing podcast. He has like a
That's
talking
so
West
weird.
Wing podcast where he has people from the West, like Dule Hill's on it and stuff.
He was on the show, wasn't he, eventually?
Dule Hill?
No, Josh Molina.
Josh Molina? Yeah, Josh Molina was on it. Oh, he's on every Sorkin thing.
He wasn't, but not for like the first 5 years.
Yeah, it took him a while to get. Oh no, I think he's like in like the first episode and then shows up later or something. It's something like
Oh,
that.
no. I might die.
Disco Hero says Rex Reed had that Rex stole thermometer. That was also from the Critic. Yeah, Iron Shield. Josh Molina did that at Sketchfest this year. He brought his West Wing podcast. I think Dule Hill was on that.
Oh, no, this is not good.
Booster
Oh,
Duck says, is the
no.
podcast called West Wings and they eat hot wings while talking about the show? That'd be great. I want to host that show.
Yes.
Yes, Night Dehumidifier. Game Grumps after John. We don't talk about the John Grumps, even though there's a lot of good stuff in there, which is a shame that he's a Nazi. It's a shame that he's a bad person. Yes, Matty
Cool.
Allen. Dule Hill on Psych is one of the... His performance on that show is an absolute treasure. Ghost Little says, I fired up Newsroom on a whim for some Monster Hunter background noise. It's a weird, listenable show.
Oh, yeah, totally listenable. Largely dialogue. You're only missing
Largely
walking.
dialogue. I would not call it a good show. Has some of the best TV performances I've ever seen. Like, everyone on the show is incredible. That's the show that made me like, what's her name as an actor? From Attack of the Show and Magic Mike.
Olivia Munn.
Olivia Munn. I was like, oh, wow, okay. Because that was like the first big thing she did that I saw. And I was like, yeah, you know what?
Oh,
cool.
God.
And also Magic Mike. She's good at Magic Mike. Bushrak wants me to debate him. I'll do it. I'll go on your podcast. How much charity are you offering up as a ransom? Because that is always what you do when you want to debate someone.
Oh, no. This is so close.
My girlfriend just got CPR certified. Good, I'll never die.
Here we go. Final Bayonetta smash.
Is that Rita Repulsa?
After 10,000 minutes, I'm free.
See, she's just ramming. She's not even gonna hit the G spot that way. You gotta finesse it.
Yeah, I didn't see the lollipops are mapped to the D-pad. Disco Hero. But you gotta hold it. You gotta hold it, folks. That wraps up our look at Bayonetta 2 for the Switch. Man, I really like this game. And I don't have any more lollipop. Pick it up, man. We'll put a link in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. Check us out on Patreon this week. We're gonna have a cartoon commentary up for you sometime today or tomorrow. Some show called Megas XLR.
Oh, there's gone up yet? Megas XLR, the first episode. If you are exactly my age, you'll know that
I missed
show
it entirely. And I'm gonna try and torture Matt with something similar from my childhood that he's never heard of. We'll see if that.
We'll see about that. I've never heard of it.
Oh, dude, you're gonna hate it.
Yeah,
you're gonna hate it.
You think I've never heard of it? All right, we'll see.
We'll see. Anyway, that's enough from us.
Patreon.com/LaserTime helps us do all this stuff and more.
Yeah, guys. Thank you so much for your support. We'll be back very soon. Promise. Peace.
Bye.